Alright everyone, I know I told you all I was going to build an X-Wing next. Well, I have a short break coming up with a limited time frame. I'm going to have more time in a week or two to deal with the X-Wing. So I'm going to work on this guy a little bit. He looks like fun, it looks like something my kids would like. Okay? It doesn't mean they're going to get it because I know the younger ones will just break it. They'll treat it like one of their toys and it can't be. Maybe they'll get it later in life when they're older, something to remember good old dad by. Alright? Now, this didn't come from Japan. I did get it here in town at Barnes & Noble. They only had one, and they never got another one, and, well, I snagged it because I thought it was kind of unique looking. I'm into that weird, unique stuff. Okay? So let's open her up and take a look at the inside because I haven't opened it. Now, it says Plamo Collection in Kerooro. I'm not going to try to say it. But anyhow, it's a Mark II Anniversary Special Edition. Okay? It looks like there's some docking, and I don't know what that says. We could use Google Translate on it. It looks like the frame for the guy is already made, like they used to do with the real grades. Looking in here, we have some sprue parts. Lots of sprue, and yes, that's what was going on there. It looks like the frame is already made on the sprue, which is interesting. I love how Bandai does that. We got some nice colors. Some of these are pre-painted. I doubt that's molded in plastic. That's most likely painted after building a pre-painted Gundam a little while ago. Okay? And we have lots of nice green colors. We have stickers. I really didn't think this guy would come with water slides. It's not that kind of model kit. And we have some nice foil stickers for eyes and stuff. We have some little ball joints on legs. It's got a nice glossy finish. Well, looks to me as if, again, I've done some coatings on this. Okay, occasionally you get Gundam kits with coatings on it. And again, those are way too shiny to be actual plastic. There's a quick way to tell. I'll open it up and give it a tell in a minute. I'm going to build a little bit of it tonight, but not much. I don't have much time tonight. I'll be working on it over the next couple of weeks, days. Looking at the documents here, it looks like I have two direction sets. I have one for this guy and one for this guy. It looks like we got two model kits in one. Alright, I remember Voltron with the Go Lions. I haven't built it yet, but it's on the short list. Okay, because what I'm trying to do right now is build a lot of things quickly. Okay? And you've seen that in a couple of videos already. So this is the big robot guy. The little guy gets built separately. And we got some transformation directions. I'm going to use Google Translate to translate this letter later so we can read through it and see exactly what it says. But it looks like that there are two separate kits here. So I can build one, set it aside, build the other, which is kind of good. This is going to go together like a Gundam kit or a Star Wars figure kit, like some of the Stormtroopers and stuff like that. So having taken a look at it, I'm going to go. I got a tool I'm going to use while I build this so I can see how good the tool is. I'm going to review that real quick and then put a few parts together. All right, everyone. We have right here a glass nail file. I've been following a few Gunpla forums or Gundam forums, and those guys don't like to paint anything. Well, some do. There's lots of people painting over there. But one of the things I came across was a glass nail file. And they were listing where you could buy it. And it was like $45. And I got on Amazon and found this guy for $5 or $6. So I want to see the difference here. And it came with a little roll-up kind of thing. Maybe this is a polishing cloth. I don't know. Crystal nail file. Premium craftsmanship quality, totally difference and luxury. And I don't know if there's anything fun underneath this. Oh, there is some stuff to read. I love promotional materials to read, even though I'm slightly blind. Crystal nail file is made of high quality tempered glass by a permanent etch technology. You'll experience the difference of quality of the genuine crystal file. The very fine abrasive filing surface, gentle and effective, never wears out or gets dull. Perfect solution for shaping natural and artificial nails. Non-porous glass file prevents growth of unhealthy fungus and bacteria. The abrasive filing surface won't get damaged. If you want to disinfect or sterilize it, Normally, just rinse the crystal file with water as you need, dry thoroughly, keep the crystal nail file in a protective case. Okay? Alright, so, and this is probably just a cleaning cloth. It feels like one of those glass cloths you would use to clean your eyes with. And I'm pretty sure that's just a sticker, and it is. Okay, it's got their logo on it, which is printed on there. So that's nice. Alright. Opening this up. Ooh, that feels weird. It has two sides. One's coarser than the other. Okay. And what I was reading on the Gunpla forums is that this polishes as you remove the nib marks. So I'm going to give this a try. That felt really strange. Alright. I mean, after a little bit, you get it where it feels like a normal nail file. That's trash. Alright, so I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get set up to take some parts off a sprue. Alright, the little model kit I decided to do kind of quickly here. Let's remove these parts. The method I was explaining in the God Hand review, some people were calling it the double cut method. So we can call it double cut method. I've been using it a lot lately and getting better at it. So we're going to cut these two parts off. They're nice silver. That's not a coating because the plastic is silver all the way through. Or is it? Because it's white on the inside, it might be a coating. Anyhow, let's get the God Hands. Let's cut those nibs off. Okay. Kind of hope it's not a coating because I want to file the nibs down. And I didn't expect a perfectly good kit here with perfectly good nib removals. This isn't that kind of kit. It's that little funny frog looking guy kit. Okay, so we got those removed. Let's remove this one. Yeah, I left a little bit too much there. Kind of thought I would. Don't remove that. That's the handle. Make sure you check your directions before you go removing things. I left a good nib mark there too. Kind of leaving some of these on purpose so I can see how this file works. Alright, got some nibs removed. All these little extra cuts, I'm putting them in a glass jar so I have a nice colorful jar. Okay, don't know what I'll do with it after that. We'll see. I got lots of nice colorful parts in that jar. Okay, now opening up my glass nail file. This is the coarse side, this is the fine side. I'm going to take the coarse side. And we have a part right here where the nib isn't quite good. Ooh, feels a little rough. So maybe we could use the coarse side here. And I go ruining the part, I ruin the part. That's the price we pay for science, right? But it is cleaning it up. That is no doubt. And it is taking, there is a coating on here. If you take a look at the part, you can see the coating on there. You can see I'm pulling it off. Let me stand up so I can see this on camera. Of course, the camera won't focus on it. There we go. Now I'm giving it no choice. You can see it's pulling the coating off. So it files pretty nicely. Okay. That side's rougher, so I'll use the thinner side on this one over here. Now that did a good job. That did a better job. Now, how does it compare to a sanding stick, you might ask? I should have a sanding stick here somewhere where I can see one. There's one. These little sanding sticks I get at Hobby Lobby. It isn't as abrasive as a sanding stick, and it seems to be removing fairly well. And these are the fine sanding sticks. I like to use the fine ones because they don't take off much. Okay? So I got my other nib mark on this one right here, and I go filing on it. And this is the sanding stick's removing it just fine. Okay, now that was too coarse. You can see that. So let me take the fine side on this, rub it on there. Okay, and it is removing the coating, but it's kind of smoothing that out a little bit. So these are coated parts. So it's not going to really show as if it's polished, but I'm starting to like this better than this, and I wish I could get some thinner ones. Okay? Because if I can get some thinner ones, it would make me happier. Because this guy's too fat. But it does have a point on it. And there were sets of these things, and I'm going to have to look and see what the sets are. But it does seem to be removing the nib marks just fine. I don't know if it's polishing or not. I can't tell since these are pre-painted parts. Okay? I might have to get something else out and cut a few parts just to see. Oh, I know I got some parts I can cut to check with. Okay? So let me go get some parts, cut them, so I can see how they do on removing the nib marks. But on this one right here, alright, and you can see where the nib marks were. And again, this is a pre-painted part, coated part, so it'll show no matter what I do when I remove those marks. So let me go get another part out of my spares bin that I can just clip away on, not care too much about. Well, I found the perfect set of parts. Okay, so what I have right here are some parts from a Gundam, inner frame parts that are left over, so I'm going to cut those off. Just one. Okay, so I'm going to cut one of these really nice. And the other ones I'm not going to cut with that. Let's cut them a little rough so we can see what happens. Because again, these are parts, if they get used for anything, they'll be for scratch building or something. Alright, so we can see I cut that part pretty rough. I'm going to take this thing, we're going to go on the coarse side, which is this side right here. And work it down. And it's removing that pretty fast, actually. Faster than I expect it would. Now, is it leaving it pretty? Not yet. Okay? So let me come in here and do it just a little bit more. And let's flip sides. Let's use the finer side on it now. Let's take a look at that. On something big and flat like that, I mean, it is actually doing a good job. It rounded the edge a little bit. That's just me being too aggressive. Let's hit this one up here again. So I'm going to hit with the finer side. And hold it down where it's a little bit more comfortable. Okay. And look at that. I'm beginning to think there is something to their madness over on the Gundam forums. Now this isn't made for model kits, it's made for fingernails. But take a look at that, it's removed. And I don't really have sanding marks much. I don't have much for sanding marks. Let me hit it up here. Again, I hit this pretty rough because I wanted to push this nail file a little bit. Okay, it's still pretty rough. The back edge is a little hard to grasp with my fingers. Well, it is removing the plastic. Can everyone see it? Let me force the camera. It's removing the plastic and it's flattening it right out. This thing does a better job than you think it would when you hold it. Okay? Kind of surprised by it. For the little bit of money I paid for it, it's definitely cheaper than a set of metal files. And I'm almost willing to bet I can just run that under some water and that surface comes clean pretty quickly. Let's see what if this does anything with it. Nah, I'm just going to tear up the cleaning cloth. That's what I figured. The file is harder than the cleaning cloth. So I think as long as I'm not filing metal, I stick to plastic or fingernails, this thing might actually be pretty good. I'll come back later after I've used it for a little while and comment. But as of right now, I like it. There were plenty of different brands of these on Amazon. You don't have to go looking for that brand specifically. All right, I got to get going. It's late and I need to be in bed. So I will talk to you all later.